What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 12 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. Today we are using my team from the Seacaucus Regional that got top 15. I did make a team report talking about it, and so more info should be available above. Also, please consider subscribing. We are working our way towards 1 billion subscribers, and I would really love to get there. So looking at my opponent's first team, it is going to be a Zacian Yveltal. It is Kingdra, Regieleki, Incineroar, Zacian, Yveltal, and Politoed. So what? I like Grimmsnarl a lot here. I think Grimmsnarl sort of does a lot of work. I think Zapdos is going to be really big here. I definitely want Zacian. And then the question is, what do I want in the back? I think Kyogre is good. Yeah, Kyogre I think is good. Just being able to go for Thunders, having the Assault Vest to better deal with some threats. And I think, yeah, we do want to focus on maxing Grimmsnarl here. I mean, not Grimmsnarl, Zapdos. And using the support from Grimmsnarl to put us in a good position. I do have to be a little bit weary of an Incineroar Zacian lead. But we do have the ability that if you're going for that, you're most likely double targeting into Grim. And so we can sort of set up with Zapdos for a later turn. So we are going to see Regieleki Kingdra. So Regieleki Kingdra is fine with me. We do have the ability to immediately set up with Zapdos. So I would like to go for a big light screen here, as well as a max Airstream into... Let's go for an Airstream into the Aleki, just because I do fear the Aleki the most. Kingdra, I'm not super worried about, right? If you want to go for a Geyser, you have to set that up. And so we are going to go for the max first. More importantly, we are seeing that my opponent is not maxing. One scary thing we could be seeing here is a Yawn Kingdra, right? You could just go for the Yawn onto my Zapdos, and then try and waste my max. But even then, I don't think it's necessarily the end of the world. So we'll kind of see what happens next. So we are gonna see the max Kingdra. So that's totally fine, right? We should see, what's it called? We should see probably a Geyser, I'm guessing, into my Kingdra. I mean, not into my Kingdra, into my Zapdos. So hoping that the light screen sort of helps me better tank some hits. I do also like the idea of going for Airstream, just so we can keep on pace with this Kingdra, because I think that that's going to be important, as we are going to get the light screen up, which is going to be really huge. I do probably want to set up, okay, that's actually a really big deal, as Zapdos now going to be at +1, which is great. We're going to fire off a big Airstream onto this Regieleki, which unfortunately does not pick up the knockout, but you know, it's going to do quite a bit. We should see a what's it called? A Geyser going to come out in probably into Zapdos, right? That should be okay, into Grimmsnarl. So Grimmsnarl going to take it really well. And so what I can do, yeah, what I can yeah, okay. So we're gonna Thunder Wave into Kingdra and go for a max Flare onto the Regieleki, with the idea that it should be low enough at this point that we can change the weather, and that should help Grimmsnarl survive another turn. And then from there, what we can do is we can really sort of get a second layer of screens up. And more importantly, if we set the Sun and you don't have, what's it called? Have Politoed in the back, right? We're in incredible shape. So I feel pretty good about this choice. It is very dependent on Thunder Wave hitting, but that's not the end of the world. From there, more importantly, we are going to see the Regieleki withdraw. So a little scary there into Zacian, which, like, okay, love to see that, but it is going to still be a pretty tricky position. We are still at +1, and yeah, we are going to hit the Thunder Wave here, which is going to be a really big deal, as Flare going to come out onto the Zacian, doing, that's really good damage, all things considered, right? Like, we absolutely are going to be able to put in some work here. If you don't go for, okay, and perfect, you went for an Airstream into Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl also going to hold on here. So right, that is incredible for us. it means that we have the ability either to set up a reflect, or we have the ability to go for a Thunder Wave onto the Zacian. I value reflect a little bit more, and I do want to go for... Right, you can protect here. Let's do this. Right, we want to try and put on pressure. We should see, yeah, the obvious protect here. I think that that's fine. So getting up the reflect for sort of the long game, I think is going to be important. More importantly, no, your Zacian does have a speed boost, but we are going to get the reflect up. So this should still do a decent chunk, right? Because this is now, yeah, look at that damage. In the sun, right? Like, even if it's through protect, Zapdos just absolutely doing incredible work here, and your Kingdra is going to be paralyzed, so that is really, really huge overall. You no longer have access to changing the weather, so that means sun really going to be advantageous. We can now pretty freely go for a Thunder Wave onto the Zacian, as well as go for a Heat Wave with Zapdos. I know that Kingdra does double resist, but it's not the super end of the world. We do have the ability to bring out Zacian in the back to better deal with this Kingdra, and just the screens at this point, right, really coming in handy. We are going to see the Zacian withdraw into Yveltal, which is totally fine with me. Yveltal not going to like a Heat Wave in the sun. We should see probably our Grimmsnarl go down. Yeah, it is unfortunate, but it's fine. Heat Wave going to come out. Luckily, it does double connect onto this Yveltal as well as the Kingdra. So we can also go for a Thunder Wave on, or a Thunderbolt. Oh, that's unfortunate. We have now a Spirit Break onto this Kingdra and a big Thunderbolt onto Yveltal. So feeling pretty good about that. It is definitely unfortunate though to see the double para, but I mean, it is just part of the game we play. I've been on the other end of it as Sucker Punch going to do a pretty significant chunk, actually, more than I had initially expected, as Yveltal also manages to live. We do get a Paralysis. Draco Meteor going to come out into the Zapdos, so really trying to target down Zapdos, as it will unfortunately go down here. We will, though, be able to hopefully get rid of this Kingdra, right? We can go for a big Spirit Break onto it, and so, right, boom, just gonna finish it off. Perfect. So now we should see either Zacian or Alecki from my opponent, and I think our Zacian, right, is in a really prime spot either way, especially because we do have access to a screen, so that's going to help sort of take hits from their Zacian. I don't know who is faster between ours, as we are just going to see straight Regieleki. I'm wondering if it's worth... No, I'm gonna go for a Spirit Break onto this Yveltal, as well as a Behemoth Blade onto the Regieleki. If we can get rid of it, like we're in good shape. Yveltal, I'm not super worried about thanks to the screens, but we probably will lose Grimmsnarl. It is just a little bit unfortunate though that we can't, what's it called, go for a T-Wave, but I mean, that is just how the way it works. But right, like you can't, let's think about this. You can Sucker Punch into Grimm. If you Sucker Punch into Grimm, what that means is Grimm goes down, we KO your Alecki, and then it is our Zacian and full HP Kyogre behind screens. So we are going to see a Protect here. I think that that was a pretty smart play by my opponent. Potential Sucker Punch. So let's see if we are faster. And so Spirit Break, yeah, we are going to take advantage of the Paralysis onto this Yveltal. Going to be able to pick up a KO there. And so now it is going to be a Regieleki and Zacian versus a Grimmsnarl and Zacian. So, or with a Kyogre in the back. So I definitely want to get rid of Regieleki. I think that that puts me in a position where I can win with Kyogre if I need to. It is worth considering though how many turns of screens are left. I do want to, like I said, go for a... Oh yeah, we're fine. Let's go for a Thunder Wave onto the Zacian just to kind of scare it a little bit, and then Behemoth Blade onto Regieleki, right? If you attack, yeah, we are going to see the obvious Protect. This should be now, what's it called? A KO onto the Grimmsnarl, I'm guessing. You could just go straight for damage onto my Zacian, or yeah, you can go for an Electro Web. I think that that's smart, right? You are making it so you are now the fastest of the 2 Zacians, and you're not playing the game of who goes first. So definitely, I think a smart call there. But Blade should be able to do a significant chunk, and now, right, you're choosing between a Zacian and a Kyogre, and so we just have the ability to. Oh, and your Zacian's in the red. So, is your Zacian in the red? When did I do? Oh, because the heat waves. Yes. So yeah. Oh, also Kyogre models for model for paintings. I'm finally glad I got a shiny ogre. That was something that I have wanted for a while. So cool to see that. Yeah, you're in the red, so we can go for a Thunder. We don't need to risk the accuracy, as well as a Behemoth Blade, and there's really no way that you can come back from this unless you like PP stall. But even then, I don't think it's going to work out in your favor. So glad we were able to take the first one. It is always cool to see the team do well and kind of talk about some of the ways to play it. So overall, a really solid first battle, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, battle number 2, and it is Dialga Calyrex. So a pair that has been kind of picking up a lot lately. So it is Urshifu Incineroar with Whimsicott, Dialga, Calyrex, and Rotom. Zapdos feels like a good lead. I really like Grim Zapdos. I kind of like the same 4 with Zacian and Kyogre. Right, Urshifu kind of like what? Incin does have Parting Shot pressure, but there's so much that can deal damage into it, right? There's Max Quakes, like there's just a lot. Rillaboom is tempting, right? It deals with Rotom really well. It pressures Calyrex. It can help deal with Urshifu for the Fake Out. But I think the 4 that we have is probably our best bet, right? We can kind of play around some stuff. Trick Room is scary. Fake Out with Dialga lead is really scary, because then you have the ability to Steel Spike immediately, and I don't really have sort of a good counterplay to that. I could switch into Ogre, but we'll kind of see, as we are going to see a lead of Dialga Whimsicott. Dialga Whimsicott is fine, right? We do have the ability with Grimmsnarl to set up a light screen, and then we can start going for Airstreams with Zapdos. We can also go for Flares, but definitely want to set up the light screen and then go for... I wonder if it's fine just going for a normal... I'm going to go for a normal Heat Wave. This covers for the potential of Trick Eject, right? I don't want to have a Zapdos carrying an eject button, and I feel comfortable surviving a hit from... I don't want to say comfortable surviving a hit from Dialga, right? Like, worst case, we do have access to Kyogre in the back, and Kyogre can go for some damage. We are going to see the Dialga, but, I mean, if you are Trick Eject button, it's also not a big deal because of the fact that, right, like, you're choosing between Tailwind and setting up, but we could also see you target down Grimmsnarl, just trying to get rid of it. I do want to, though, get as much damage as possible onto this Whimsicott to try and stop some shenanigans, as we are going to see a taunt come out from Zapdos. So, interesting choice. It's good to see that. We will get up a huge light screen to sort of take some attacks better. We will be able to fire off a Heat Wave, and... Okay, so it is Sash on Wimmy, which is good to know. We... Oh, it is eject button. We just didn't KO it. So, yeah, that was something that we had to be wary of, but we are now in a slightly better position. If you... What's it called? We are going to see the Shadow Rider come out, which is fine, right? We could see... What? We're probably going to see... Okay, it is going to be a Steel Spike, and it is going to be into Grimmsnarl. I'm hoping Grimmsnarl can live. That is not even close. Really just not even close there. That is a turn of your max, though, and we do have up a light screen. I want to bring out Zacian here. We do have to worry about a max dragon, but what I think I want to do is I want to Airstream the Calyrex, right? We've staggered our max by a turn. We can Airstream the Calyrex to guarantee that Zacian is faster, and then put ourselves in an advantageous position. So let's go for a protect here, and then go for an airstream onto this Calyrex. That should really sort of help us for this end game, right? And more importantly, we are, like I said, making it so this Dialga is wasting its max, right? We've already used one turn. Zapdos is staggered by turn. We do have access to Light Screen, and more importantly, oh no, Calyrex does have the Steel Spike boost because of the eject button. So a little tricky here. We should though break any sort of sash on Calyrex, which probably is confirmed because of the fact that what's it called? We saw the eject on Whims. So Zapdos going to take not that much, which is always nice to see. Airstream going to come out onto Calyrex. Should do perfect. Okay, so it's going to bring it down to almost sash. So what we can do actually is we can Sacred Sword the Dialga, or set up a sub. We can set up a sub with yeah, we're going to see the Wormwind unfortunately come out into Zapdos. That was not supposed to do that much damage. I'll tell you that much. I would like to substitute here and go for... Let's double up the Dialga. There is a chance you protect the Calyrex, right? Perfect. We are going to see the protect come out. So now we do have the ability to do a pretty big chunk. Would have liked that to do a little bit more. Flare going to come out here and do hopefully enough for, not enough for the KO, but it is going to put you really close. We should see a dragon come out from this Dialga onto the... Smart. Okay, so that's actually smart play there. You are going to quick into my Zacian. Zacian is going to live, so that's huge, right? We do have now the ability to go for... We should go for an airstream. We should airstream onto the Zapdos to guarantee that Zacian is faster after Tailwind, and then right, we have access to Sacred Sword onto Dialga, as well as another airstream onto this Calyrex. So that way we can try and prime ourselves for if you bring out Whimsicott. So that's going to be really important, right? We now just have a really good source of offensive pressure. Zapdos, though, is very low, which is going to be tricky, but not necessarily the end of the world, as both of these restricteds are out, right? The Whimsicott is low, so it's really going to depend on what Pokemon is in the back. If it's Urshifu, a little bit tricky, right? Because everything is, it is just like everything is low. But we know that the Urshifu is not sashed, as we are going to see a switch out come into, and it is going to be the Urshifu. So that's a big deal. We are going to see the Dialga go for a protect, as Airstream going to come out, and hopefully it is Banded Urshifu. Banded Urshifu is our best bet, right? Perfect. Urshifu going to go down here. We should have Zapdos live, and so now I feel good about this, right? You have Whimsicott in the back, which is at 1. If you set up Tailwind, it's not a big deal because we will still outspeed with both things. If you bring out Calyrex, right, we have access to a free knockout there. So we are going to see, yep, it is going to be Whimsicott. We did just see, what's it called, the Dialga go for a protect. So I would like to... Sacred Sword into the Dialga, as well as go for a Thunderbolt onto this Whimsicott. We will lose Zapdos in the process, but we do get to bring out Ogre, and Ogre does have the Assault Vest, so that should really put us in sort of a good position for dealing with this Calyrex, especially because it will be spread. So down will go Dialga, down will go Whimsicott as a result of this Thunderbolt. That will cost me the Zapdos, but like I said, we do still have access to Kyogre, and Calyrex is so low that it's not gonna win this. We can safely go for a Water Spout, even though we will have to take an Astral Barrage, but it is spread damage. So overall, just feeling really good about this one. So out comes Calyrex. Yeah, Calyrex is in the red, so not really much there. We can bring out Kyogre and then sort of clean this one up real quick. And then, yeah, that should be fine. We can very easily just set up for a water spout with no worry, and then we do have access to Behemoth Blade in the event that you choose not to attack for some reason. So, yep, Behemoth Blade going to go here, as well as a water spout. Just no reason really to click anything else in this situation, as it looks like they're going to still play it out. I do appreciate that, but we still have a light screen up, right? Yeah, we have a light screen up. So Kyogre taking pretty much nothing, being able to fire off almost a full power water spout, which is great to see. The chilling Nay boost, yeah, really not going to matter in this situation. So glad we're able to do it. I think switching out into Urshifu wasn't the best play, because Urshifu having access to priority was really huge with so much of my team so low. So I really couldn't afford to deal with Urshifu. But I mean, I think it was a question of like, what do you sacrifice? I would not have sacrificed Urshifu, but I also understand the process behind it. So like I said, overall, a really good second battle, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and play one more. All right, last battle of the day, and it is the standard Calyrex team. It is Calyrex, Zacian, Blastoise with Incin, Rillaboom, and Regieleki. I really like Rillaboom here, right? Rillaboom deals with Calyrex, it deals with Blastoise, it deals with Regieleki. Zapdos also just incredible here. Kyogre is also really good. Kyogre Grimm, I think, makes sense, right? Because if you... we can survive the double up from Regieleki and Calyrex. We are being a little bit risky versus Rillaboom, but I think Zacian, and then I like Rillaboom in the back. I'm just trying to think. Rillaboom helps with Aleki. It helps deals with Blastoise. It helps deals with Calyrex. Zapdos, probably not. I mean, Zapdos is tempting, but let's do this. I think it's fun to mix it up. We're still, I think, in a strong position, so we can kind of work with that. So kind of, yeah, like I said, utilizing it to the best of our ability. We want to figure out where to kind of go from there. So I think, yeah, we want to max Calyrex. I mean, not Calyrex, Kyogre. We do have to be a little bit weary of a Rillaboom lead, but that's not necessarily the end of the world, as yeah, we are going to see Calyrex, Regieleki. And so the question now is, what do we want to do? I'm fine to just go for a max Ogre into the Regieleki and set up a light screen. Like behind light screen, oh, you could be physical. I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, you're probably physical, which is really obvious, and I don't know how I missed that. It's because I'm bad at this game. Yeah, so this should be a physical Aleki. We do have the ability to get up light screen. I don't know how. I mean, if you're physical, we should still live either way. And then with the light screen, we should be able to pretty comfortably take the hit. Right, we are going to see a max. This is going to definitely be the Regieleki. You could Darkness. I think if you go for if you go for a Darkness, we live. If you go for a Lightning, we should be fine. It'll be tricky. We do have access to Rillaboom, which is relevant because of the fact that it does have access to Grassy Glide. But we do definitely need to get some chip onto the Aleki. I just can't really afford to let Calyrex set up. Otherwise, I could have switch out into something else. But we'll see. I think depending on how much damage we see from the Aleki, we'll confirm if it's special or physical. I'm really hoping it's special, but I do expect it, like I said, to be physical. So we are going to see a very obvious... Oh, Airstream. Interesting. Airstream is totally fine with me. Kyogre going to take... pretty much nothing as a result. I'm hoping to see Life Orb too, just so we can get rid of the Regieleki right off the bat. as unfortunately not. Kyogre gonna, like I said, take pretty much nothing from that. I'm hoping for the Sash to be on Calyrex, right? And is that perfect? Okay, so no Sash on the Regieleki, so that's going to be really great for us. We do have to be a little bit weary of Zacian, but we are still very big. We took pretty much no damage, and we do have the ability just to sort of set up in its face. So feeling good kind of about that overall. We are going to see Rillaboom come out. So we should still be fine. We should still be fine. You will be able to go for the glide before I can set up a reflect. So I'm going to go for a Hailstorm, and I'm going to Spirit Break the Calyrex. T-Wave the Calyrex? Let's T-Wave the Calyrex. Ogre is going to take a lot, but I think that that's fine. We should be able to live, right? In worst case, I'm fine to switch out. I don't think that Kyogre really needs to kind of do much else at this point. I feel like it's kind of sort of hit its main mark of damage. So, right, like, I don't think it's a big deal if we give up the max. I do want to try and preserve Kyogre, as Glide will come out. We will live, which is a pretty big deal. Thunderwave is also really big because what it means now is I'm able to get the Hailstorm off before the Astro Barrage. So Calyrex is going to... Oh, or just kidding. You're still faster. That's annoying. You're at +1. Interesting. Okay, so we it wasn't a speed tie. Interesting. Okay, so we can bring out Zacian here. We can attack into the Calyrex, right? Go for a double up there. It is at +1, which is a little scary, but it's not the end of the world, right? We do have access to a Behemoth Blade here, as well as a Spirit Break just to get rid of it. Rillaboom can go for a high horsepower, but I don't think that that's the end of the world. We can sort of play around that. If they go for a Protect with Calyrex, that does make things a little bit more tricky, but not necessarily the end of the world. We can still put on pressure, right? Rillaboom should not be able to pick up a knockout. We know we're definitely faster with Zacian, so that's huge. It's just interesting to know that after +1 and the para, that Calyrex was faster, because I thought how that would work. Perfect. We are going to just see the straight blade come out. So this is going to be a high horsepower from their... What's it called? Yeah, that is Sash. We are going to have to take a hit. It does give us the... Oh. We're going to see a drum beating. Okay, interesting. That's going to come out onto Grimmsnarl. So... This is bad. This is very bad. Spirit Break going to come out onto Calyrex. We have Rillaboom in the back. Yeah, this is a bad position. Right, Zacian is burned here. How do we do this? We're still probably faster, right? So what we can do is we blade into your Zacian, and we bring out Rillaboom, because that gives us access to fake out pressure, right? So you should glide into my Zacian, or no, you should glide into my into my Grimm, and then attack my Zacian. So what I'm hoping now is we can at least do where we can set up a sub. Okay, perfect. No, we went for an attack. You're gonna go for a drum beating onto my Zacian. Yep, here comes the drum beating onto my Rillaboom. Interesting. Okay, this is good. Because now what I can do is I get a guaranteed fake out onto your Zacian, and I can set up a substitute. Right, the substitute I think is going to be huge. Right, so let's go for a sub here. Let's go for a substitute. as well as a fake out onto this Zacian. If we can survive the drum beating, breaking our sash, we're in good shape. The thing though is I want to see if I can get out Grimmsnarl safely. And so what I want to do is I want to set up the sub, go for a double protect potentially, just to sort of get rid of everything. We're going to see the Rillaboom go for a protect. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. We are going to connect the fake out onto their Zacian, which is great. So we can set up a sub with ours, right? So now we are in a position of being able to double up into their I want to double protect in the event that you try and break my sub. Yeah, I want to see if your Zacian goes for a protect here. I think seeing drum beating, and protect. We know your full moveset. We know you don't have a good way to damage my Zacian. I'm gonna go for a blade here as well as a high horsepower, right? Because now you kind of have to target into the sub. So that should give us the ability to fire off a big high horsepower into the Zacian, right? That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Or this is why we go for the protect. We are going to see the blade unfortunately fail. We should see the drum beating come out onto my Rillaboom, onto my Zacian. So the question now is, do you break the sub? And I'm hoping the answer is you do not. You do break the sub. That's scary to see. All right, grass is gone. Let's Behemoth and high horsepower. You can only target down one thing. Yeah, the protect would have been really nice there, because then I would have had a subset. I should have just gone for the protect. We're gonna see the blade come out, so you are very, very fast. You're probably max onto my Rillaboom. So Rillaboom going to get Rilla-wrecked here, as we can go for big damage onto your Zacian. Hopefully we can do a significant chunk. We are going to have to bring out Grimmsnarl here. That is not nearly enough. That is not enough. We're going to take a drum beating onto Zacian. Yeah, this would have been a real nice time to have protect. Yeah, with the burn. All right, here's what's going to happen. We're going to... I expect your Zacian to protect. So what I want to do is I want to T-wave the Rillaboom. No. I'm gonna say your Zacian is gonna protect. I'm gonna go for this and go for this, with the idea that if we can call the protect right, we can we can paralyze Rillaboom to be in a good position, as you are just going to unfortunately just go straight for the attack. So that should unfortunately seal it, because you should be able to KO my Zacian at this point. So definitely a tricky way to end it. I think we do. Oh, that doesn't matter, because you are just going to outspeed and KO me the next turn. I could, yeah, it doesn't matter. I think I could have played it better. I think I got a little too overexcited. I think the lead was strong. The fact that Calyrex outsped me after there is still one win. No, I was gonna say, because even if you have Sacred Sword, right, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so I think it was unfortunate for sure. We played, I think, the beginning very well. Letting the Kyogre go down, I think, was a mistake. I very easily should have said, okay, I did what I needed to do. Let's preserve this. Also, I think the fact that you were able to hit me first after +1 and a T-Wave was really shocking to me, because I really expected us to be faster. So I'm not really sure why that worked out. Like, I think the whole plan was to say it right, because it's like, I don't know, speed tiers are a little wonky. I'll take a look at how that works, but It is unfortunate, but yeah. So we'll play some more with this team. Definitely make sure to check it out. And with that, until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.